What's up, everybody? Sloppy Joe here. So I'm gonna do a quick update on the red car, the red Alfa. I've seen some comments and questions come in about it, and I haven't really done an update or talked about it very much this year. In fact, I don't remember the last time I really talked it up or kind of talked about where we were with it. I know I've done some videos about the black car, and as you can see, in its normal spot, which would have been right there, it is now gone. It was sold off to a gentleman in the Carolinas, over on the East Coast, USA, in case you're not in the United States. He contacted me fairly early on in the process and said, hey, when and if I was interested in selling it, to contact him before I got so deep into it as far as doing all the body work, the paint, any kind of minor rust repair, things like that. So basically I got it turned into a running car and said, it's a running car. If you want it, now's the time to buy it, because the next step is doing all the rust and what minor rust issues there were, the body work and the paint. So he bought it and off it went. So anyway, so kind of turning my attention back to the red car. I'm about to do a brake job, replace the front brakes, new rotors, pads. I'm going to do the bearings while I'm in there just to do it. And then I'll probably never have to do it again in the time I own it. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about what we've done. So here it is. I would have driven it out a little bit further, but I forgot the keys upstairs. Anyway. So anyway, let's talk about this. Where to start? I'll start at the back and work my way forward. So first things is I came across a Anza exhaust. So now I have an Anza rear section on here, which is really nice. Very nice, kind of a more mellow rumble to it versus just that real high-pitched V6 scream. So it sounds real nice. I like it. I'm going to keep it on there. I got it for a real steal of a deal. So I was lucky to come across that. Let's see. A couple other things we've done is on all four corners, especially up in the front, you've got these plastic bumper protectors. And my father had made the comment about the car, and he had said, the only thing letting down the exterior was these plastic end caps, which were real sun-baked, dried out, chewed up, just in general look like hell. So I took the bumpers off, and then I sanded these down flat, threw on some glaze, some bodywork glaze, sanded it, and then painted them this nice matte black or semi-gloss black. So I did that on all four corners. You can see there. So gives it a nice, this nice semi-gloss black, and it works in with, the metal, or not the metal, the plastic front lower chin area, which I also did with the semi-gloss black back when we were painting the car. So it all kind of ties together real nice. The other thing I did on top of the bumper, the front bumper here, is, normally these would have the plastic, those plastic covers that would have mounted underneath the nose of the car, and they would have wrapped around. Now this bumper is pushed in, so those pieces don't fit real well once you've pushed the bumper in. So what I did was I basically masked off the bumper, did a nice mask line, and then it took a lot of work to get to where the primer and the paint would stick to this metal. But once I got it figured out, it looks real nice. Because for some reason underneath that plastic, the metal was really chewed up, and it might have been from the plastic sliding and bouncing against it, and just over time it just you know, kind of slowly beat it up. But it's nice and smooth now. Looks good. It helps the bumper, I think, look less intrusive, we'll say, because, you know, you have, ideally you would have the Euro spec front plastic black bumper, not this metal piece. But I think it helps. It cleans it up a little bit. I mean, as you can see, it's I think just overall it just kind of helps the aesthetics of the car. It's not ideal, but it helps. Again, I'm experimenting with stripes. Now these have been on here since I repainted the car. This is a replacement set. I'm playing with the thicknesses a little bit because the set I had on there were very thick, and they did not like to be in curve. You know, they didn't like to be pressed into curves. They wanted to flatten themselves back out. So these are thinner, and I'm experimenting with them. I've got air bubbles and stuff under them. These are probably not staying on permanently, more or less just to figure out what thickness is going to work best. So I'm probably going to go a little bit thicker. But anyway, let's see. What have we done under the hood? Really not a whole heck of a lot. The only thing I've done under here this year, except for changing oil, was the addition of the, come over here, the this aluminum overflow can for the coolant radiator. I came across that cheap, found it. It doesn't leak or anything, so I figured, hey, why not? You know, the car is far from bone stock anyway, so might as well have a nice piece of nice aluminum piece under the hood. And then let's see. The other thing we've done, of course, is I did lower the rear end. I came across a set of performance springs for this car had iBox on it, but I came across a set of, I want to say they're the Centerline set that Centerline Alpha parts sell. They're performance lowering springs. I think that's what they are. But anyway, I came across them, threw them on there. They look good. They dropped that back that extra little bit to get it fairly level with the front, which has dropped pretty dramatically. And then, of course, the wheel and tire combo. So late last year, I ordered that wheel set. They came in springtime, and mounted them up, and they fit beautifully. So I had to make the center caps myself. So that meant buying a set of these extra factory center caps and shaving the backs off, and then basically just gluing them on. Just a little bit of modifying, but they work. You know, and again, these are a 16-inch wheel, 7-inch wide, versus the 15-inch by 6-inch factory wheel. And they fit in there very nicely. I have full ability for the suspension to work, both front and back. They both fit in very nicely. No rubbing, which is another beautiful thing. So I don't have any issues with rubbing or anything like that. So that's good. And then in the interior is the whole reason why I bought the black car. This is a set of factory Alfa Romeo Recaro seats, which I sent off to a local leather upholsterer and had them clean them up, restitch some of the seams, replace a couple of the leather panels, replace some of the foam, and basically just take, you know, 30-year-old seats and make them like new. And you can see they did a real fabulous job. Very nice seats. The only downside I'll say is, because in Seattle, believe it or not, we do get very humid summertime weather. The seats that were in this car, I believe, were out of a 6 Series BMW, and the material is perforated, so it breathed really nicely. This, as you can see, is just solid leather. It doesn't breathe particularly well. It's correct for this kind of car, not this year of car, but this kind of car. They are correct, but like I said, they don't breathe particularly well. But that's okay. I'm willing to sacrifice it for having a like-new set of Recaros in this car. See, the only other thing is I swapped out the steering wheel for the wood wheel, just to kind of give it that little bit of a classic pop. Especially it offsets the nice chrome ball, which reminds me of the Ferrari 250 GTO. You know, they had big, kind of a big matte stainless shift knob, and that's what that reminds me of. So I think the wood wheel and knob combo just kind of send the car in that little bit of that classic feel, that 60s vintage Italian racer feel. Other than that, not a whole heck lot has changed. Car still drives real well. I'm going to be doing a brake job. I'm going to be replacing all the front brake components, new rotors, pads, fluids. I'm going to do the bearings while I'm in there for, you know, I think it's what, $50 worth of bearings. Might as well do it. And it's really about it. The only other thing I have to check out is I changed the oil last week, and I replaced the crush washer on the drain plug, and I replaced it with a close enough crush washer. It wasn't an exact fit, it was a close enough, and I think that may be the cause of that right there. That should not be there, and it wasn't there a week and a half ago, and a week ago I changed the oil, and now it's there. So either my drain plug is not tight enough, or my crush washer, which was a close enough, is failing me. So it's only, what's today? What is today? Today's Wednesday. So I got a couple more days until the weekend. Believe it or not, it's a fairly humid day in Seattle. It's been humid all week. I think it's going to rain tonight or tomorrow. So if that's the case, I'll try to get myself a proper crush washer and see if I can fix that oil problem before the weekend gets here. And hopefully by then my brake components will show up so I can put my fresh brakes on before the weekend. Otherwise I'll just drive it to Saturday morning Cars and Coffee, and then tear it apart Sunday, and then have a whole week to work on it, which is probably what I'll really do. Because I hate to compress work into a short amount of time. I'd rather spend my time and stretch it out and take my time. So that is it. That's the update for now. I'll try to do a driving video on the car. And also, I forgot to mention, the vehicle, if you're not familiar, or maybe you are, with there's a website called Petrolicious. They're out of Southern California. They're an online kind of auto magazine. They do articles about classics. They do like short little 5 or 6 minute videos about owners and their cars, things like that. Anyway, if you go to the website, and I'll put a link below, it's petrolicious.com, and there's a search function where you can search the cars that they've done articles about by make. If you go to Alfa Romeo and you scroll down a little bit, you'll see our car where they did kind of a short write-up, and it was actually a write-up that I submitted. I thought it was going to be turned into like more of an article, but it actually was just a short write-up that I made. And there's they're amateur, but they look professional. I had a friend shoot the car for me. So there's some great pictures of the car. They're all in high def, so they make good screensavers. But they have shown, now they do those 5 minute, if you go to the site, they do these really, really well produced 5 or 6 minute videos. They have shown interest and said they would love to shoot this car. Now again, they're based out of Southern California, and for them to come up to Seattle, it's not a huge stretch, but they need a big reason to do it. So if you guys could do me a huge favor, because we want to see more Alfa Romeos, especially on classic car sites, send them emails and say, hey, we really want to see the red home build GTV6 featured in a video. And so far, just the written article has been one of the most popular as far as feedback, because many of the videos feature very expensive, very collectible cars, and of course most of the population are just normal guys like me who have 10 grand to spend on a car, not $1 million. So Yeah, so go on, tell them you want to see more video or a video feature on the car. There goes Mrs. Sloppy Joe and Sloppy Joe Dog running by. Yeah, and anyway, email them, let them know you want to see this car featured in a video, and we'll see if we can light a fire under their butts and get up there. And again, I'll put a link below, and that's it for now. So we'll talk to you guys later, and I'll do some driving video of the car so you can hear it with the exhaust, things like that. But again, it's hot, it's humid, I don't have the keys on me, and really I just want to go hide from this this humidity, and I'm gonna go drink some cold beer. So until next time, see you guys later.